Labour candidate for Thurrock 2017. John, in the first place, what motivated you to stand?
I've lived in Thurrock nearly all my life. Moved here from the East End of London when I was about 18 months old. Went to school here, brought family up here. My kids have been to school here or are still going to school here. And I want to do the best that I can, the most I can to represent the community that frankly has been so good to me over so many years. And I've been really quite angry when I've seen the way that the Conservatives and the Jackie Price have really taken Thurrock for granted in the last 6 or 7 years. And really the thing that tipped me into wanting to stand was the crossing, the new crossing that's going to come through Thurrock. We know that that's going to cause real harm, destruction to the green belt. It's going to be an environmental and an ecological disaster. And Thurrock needs somebody in Parliament that's prepared to stand up for the area and stand up and say that we continue to oppose this crossing and we're going to oppose it until the bitter end.
But can you really, if you do get in, can you do that as a solo Labour MP? Is that possible?
I think you have to fight the corner. You have to fight the corner of the constituency. And I think what we've seen over the last few years from the current Conservative MP is that being a whip, taking a government post, means that she hasn't been able to speak out on these issues for Thurrock. And it's not only about the crossing, it's about the health service in Thurrock, where we have 37 too few GPs. It's about the £11 million worth of cuts that are coming to schools in Thurrock. It's about imposing the bedroom tax. You know, there are a range of issues where Jackie Price has simply not been standing up for Thurrock, and I want the opportunity to do that job, to do that standing up for Thurrock, for being Thurrock's voice in Westminster and not Westminster's voice in Thurrock.
The 6 years that you were leader of Thurrock Council, are you standing to promote that record or to defend that record?
Oh, to promote that record, you know, I think we did some really, really good things. In the sphere of education, when I became leader of the council, it was 1 in 3 of our youngest children went to schools that were rated good or outstanding by Ofsted. By the time I left, it was 95%. That is a fantastic achievement. We had to make over £80 million worth of cuts, seeing our government grant slashed year in and year out, and yet we balanced the books every year. We set the lowest council tax in Essex every year. We rebuilt the council's reserves and we brought in stability. I think we have a record, a Labour record, that we can justly be proud of.
What's the feeling? We're now, a couple of weeks into campaigning, 3.5 weeks left. What's the feeling on the doorstep?
It's great. I mean, you saw the amount of people that we have out here campaigning. There's a really good mood. People are really buoyant, and the response we're getting is, if I'm being honest, better than I'd expected.
And what is that response? Is it because it's you, or is it, and a word we haven't mentioned at the moment, is there any Jeremy Corbyn knocked back at all?
Well, you always get talk about the leader of the party. I remember people talking about Tony Blair back in 1997, and then talking about Gordon Brown, Ed Miliband. Yeah, of course people talk about Jeremy, and you find there are people who are absolutely enthused by what Jeremy Corbyn has to offer, and you find people that really don't like him. But that's part and parcel of campaigning. We're campaigning here on local issues. We're campaigning to say that if you want somebody representing you that has steadfastly, from the word go, opposed the new crossing, then you've got to vote for me. If you want somebody who's going to stand up for a better health service in Thurrock and better standards of education in Thurrock, then you've got to vote for me. If you want somebody that's going to be on your side, being Thurrock's voice in Westminster, then frankly I am the only candidate.
Just a couple of more things, John, before we finish. About crime. The Conservative line seems to be that the Essex police have got plenty in reserves, and if they spend those reserves, we can have more policemen on the beat, or visible, if that's compatible. What do you say to that?
So you have to look at people's records. We've seen 20,000 fewer police officers nationally since 2010. I think this figure is 900 fewer in Essex since 2010. We've seen our PCSOs in Thurrock cut. We've seen police stations in Tilbury, here in Ockenden closed. We've seen the police station in Corringham closed. The only police station we have left is Grays. And we're starting to see crime going up as a result of that. Labour's pledge is to put 10,000 more police officers on the streets, and I think that's one that we should be really proud of, and we should be out shouting about.
I've seen on electoral calculus that Jackie Price should win by 14,000. What do you think about that?
Well, I think predicting the results of elections is a mug's game. I don't think that Jackie Price is going to win by 14,000. I think that people should be watching Thurrock on the night of the 8th of June, watching out for a shock.
Thank you very much, John.